Well, speaking of jobs, the U.S. economy is beginning to move forward at a faster pace. Strong auto sales, improving industrial output, and other economic readings are validating a much faster growth rate. This trend appears to be especially strong in the manufacturing-based Midwest. So what are these trends indicating, and what do they mean for the job outlook? For more perspective on this, we turn to our very own Jim Russell, U.S. Bank Wealth Management Senior Equity Strategist. He's with Rob Dahlmeyer in the studio for this morning's U.S. Bank Economic 360. Gentlemen.
Thank you. My title's a lot shorter than yours. Anyway, I don't think I have one in this version. So this clearly is a manufacturing-led jobs growth. Is Ohio, Indiana, Kentucky, is this still considered a manufacturing center? And if so, I mean, is this job growth helping us?
Yeah, Rob, good morning. This is an incredibly positive story for Ohio, frankly, Indiana, Kentucky as well. It does appear that Ohio is getting caught up in what appears to be a little bit of a renaissance in the area of manufacturing, energy, housing, auto production, a few other things. In fact, we've got a chart or two to show that, you know, in terms of the states that are considered manufacturing states, and of course Ohio would be front and center here, the jobless claims data is dramatically improved. This is the kind of data set where lower is better. Right. So jobless claims have come off 61.3%. Now, to compare this to non-manufacturing states, and that would be maybe some other states out there that have less exposure, they're down only 47%. So the jobs gains are accruing to those areas: Michigan, Ohio, Kentucky, Indiana, a few of the others out there that are involved. So this is great news for the state of Ohio. The politicians are also very excited.
Sure. Now, you mentioned autos briefly. We've got, even with Toyota sort of moving some of its headquarters, we've got Georgetown, Kentucky. We've got Honda in central Ohio, and in Indiana, we've got Ford, the huge plant in Sharonville. How important is auto manufacturing in Cincinnati, in this area, and is this really going to help us?
It's extremely important. Auto sales looks like they may reach a record this year at about 17.5 million in terms of vehicle sales. Auto production, vehicle production is also extremely high. You can see what that chart looks like. You can see the rebound off the recessionary lows and where we're coming to. Just anecdotally, my wife and I were on the road over Labor Day weekend. Every third car we saw was a new car. And so it does appear that the consumer is opening up his and her pocketbook to maybe make that investment. And it does seem to be, this is a pretty active time to buy a car. The 2014s are on sale, the 15s are on their way, and a lot of people are making that move. But it certainly helps on the jobs, and it certainly helps in the state of Ohio, Kentucky, and Indiana.
Now, something you and I usually end with, which I always think is the most important question, is sustainability, or what we're going to see in the future. Is this job growth something that you think we'll be able to see into next year? You
know, we've had several false starts in this economic recovery where we thought we'd see the light of day only to fall back. We do think that the U.S. economy is reaching maybe an escape velocity at this point. Looks like about a 3% type of growth rate from here on out. We think that's going to be operative in the third quarter of this year, fourth quarter of this year, and on into 2015. Now, a couple risks, of course, to that forecast. Europe becomes the key risk, and of course that depends upon the Ukrainian-Russian military situation, which is not a positive for Europe in general. About 35% of the S&P 500's revenue stream is non-domestic, and a lot of that is Europe. So we'll have to see how that plays out a little bit, but we do think that we're perhaps in an era of sustainability, low growth, and perhaps improving growth, and maybe less negative headlines from here on out.
Headlines today are good, though, so we'll take that.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much.